All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Picture of the Week being brought to you by Flowers Garden Center. Let me tell you something, 4550 Eatons Creek Road. The green thumbs are a blooming out there at Flowers. They're also at Farmers Market. They are wide open for business. I happen to know Jim Flowers is making about 2 or 3 trips a day with plants, carrying them back and forth from the house at 4550 all the way to Farmers Market. So keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. They will make you feel good. Our first picture here, this is crappie that were taken out on Percy Priest last Saturday by Charlie Boner and Jake Cravens. Charlie Boner, Jake Cravens, crappie last Saturday. And that's a good mess of crappie right there, as you can see. Our next picture here, this is Aaron Snow. And we want to give a big shout out to Aaron Snow. This is the daughter of Chris Snow. You know him as well as I do, a Snow Spin, and great friend of mine. She's just caught a 2-pound, 9-ounce black nose crappie on Center Hill Lake, guided by her dad, Chris Snow. And we want to give him a big shout out. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Chris Snow lost his dad just this week. So let's all keep him in our thoughts and prayers and uplift that entire family. Our next picture here, this is Tristan Crowder. And you know, we say his name all the time. He is from Lawrenceburg. And if you'll remember, he's the one that won the state fishing championship for high school. Well, he is on Lake Dardanelle in Russellville, Arkansas, and this fish weighed 6 pounds, 1 ounce. So good job. He was actually practicing for that big Carhartt collegiate tournament. Our next picture is here. This is of the Cabela's Collegiate Bass Tournament, the winning teams. This was where we just talked about from Lake Dardanelle. That was the Cabela's Collegiate. The University of North Alabama was composed of Tristan Crowder of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and Caleb Dennis, and Sloan Pennington of Fayette, Alabama, and Mackenzie Henson of Rogersville, Alabama, with a 2-day weight of 42.76 pounds. They are your national champions. Good job there. Hey, back to turkey now. It's turkey time. This is the one and only, the infamous Larry Woody. And he got a nice 25-pound turkey out there at Roy Denny's place. He was guided by Roy Denny. And usually Woody winds up with, a pretty decent bird every year. But this one, he overdid himself. And you could tell him I said so. All right. And then our next picture here. Hey, this is my good buddy right here. This is Terry Peoples, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Peoples runs out here. He's with T-Dot around the Nashville area. If you're broken down on the side of the road, usually Terry's the man to show up to help you get back on track. Well, he took off a day this week and went crappie fishing out there on it was Cumberland River. He was in the Cumberland River, and he caught this nice crappie. Matter of fact, he caught 12, and he said, Hugh, that's too many for me to clean at one time, so I just took 12 and went home. Great job there, Terry Peoples. Our next picture here is, this is Donald Lizinski. Donald Liznicki, and he's from Mount Juliet, and he caught this nice bass on a Z-Man Ned-rigged Z-Man. All right, great job there, Donald. And our last picture here, this is Chris Kosia in largemouth that he caught on Cumberland River, 10 miles downstream from Old Hickory Dam. Great job there. We appreciate it very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of ours. And you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here really fast. Had a lot of pictures come in the last 2 weeks. We have some more that we want to show. Great job. Spring is sprung. Everybody's getting cabin fever. There's turkey hunting going on, all kinds. Matter of fact, the state turkey hunting is already opened here in Tennessee. Fishing, the fish are on bed. Just anywhere you can go, crappie are moved up. Bass have moved up. Bluegill are going to be moving up. Got great reports from Reelfoot Lake. Billy Blakely and all those fine folks out there at Blue Bank Resort are wearing them out. Now, we are going to Blue Bank Resort, Lake Reelfoot, during Memorial Day weekend, and that is the last weekend of May. If you would like to go with us, please contact Blue Bank Resort and reserve your room, because we're going out there, we're going to film a bunch of people, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be an old-fashioned just family get-together and friend get-together, and just go out and have a good time fishing. So if you really want to go with us, call Blue Bank Resort and tell them you want to book with Southern Woods and Waters, and they'll hook you right up, okay? All right, my guest tonight is Keith Williams, and he is with AM Calls, and he makes a great call, but it's out of petrified wood, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Keith, give us a little sample of what it sounds like, because I'm going to tell you, I love the sound of it.
Well, I will say this, you know, when I heard the sound that this petrified wood makes, and I have to cut it thicker than slate for it to play, I knew this call wouldn't be a screamer.
Right.
I knew it wouldn't be, but so much of turkey hunting is not calling loud.
That's right.
You know, and a lot of the youngsters think you've got to have the loudest call, which is a great myth. But the puts and purrs and the soft calls, you just won't hardly beat this. This petrified wood has a texture to it. It's grainy.
Yeah.
And it stays in it, even after you use it for 2 years or 3 years. When you just sand it with the grain, and you're right back to ground zero again. So there's no telling. I hate to think about how many years one of these things will last. It may be a disadvantage to me. Actually,
you may just make a batch for everybody, and then tell you go home.
Yeah, but it really does, though. It'll last a long time, because it's extremely hard. And you can get on this thing with 60 grit and hit it off on the table, and you won't see but just a little bit of stuff, and most of that may be the sandpaper itself. Right. This is a call you just won't wear out, and it'll play so soft. And it's really hard to get a lot of other calls to play that soft.
It is nice and soft and subtle.
And it will. Now, it'll play plenty loud, and it will play louder than that with some practice. But when I came up with this and I heard it, I knew right then and there.
That's the way you want to be.
Yeah, it's not a screamer, and it's being so effective, guys. Oh, I had a report from a gentleman in Birmingham last year. It rained the county they were in rained all day. And that petrified wood dries real fast if it gets wet. And he told me there were only, he would call and hold it up under his arm, let it dry. He killed a big bird, and he had his 2 sons with him, and he called in 4 more mature birds that day. And they both spooked a bird, and they both missed a bird that day. There were only 5 birds registered in his whole county last year.
Goodness.
And he called in 5 himself. 5 mature birds. So that just shows you how the sound that this thing's making, this petrified wood.
Well, now I gotta chime in just a little bit, because early season is when you soft call anyway. I like the softer calls in the early season anyway. Early in the morning, you know, the days are getting longer. They're up there on the roost. You know, a lot of hens are staying quieter because of the cool nights.
Right.
But if you're doing a soft call, sometimes you'll get that old gobbler that can barely hear you. He'll go ahead and sound off.
Not quite as active, maybe.
That's right.
You can take this adjustable striker of mine, which will be, this striker's going to be way bigger than any call I'll ever make, because every 1/8 of an inch that you change the length of this striker, the bird hears a different bird. That's how well it works. You can take this thing and shorten it up, and you're talking about a soft yell.
That's good. It sounds good.
It won't play loud. This striker has so much potential. It just,
and you can play both ends of that striker too.
You can play the wooden end or the acrylic end, and it's
2 different sounds.
Yeah, when I tune any of these calls that if you in the future when you see these in a store, I may never turn out 50,000 a year because I hand tune all of these. So I sit and, you know, I've got a combination of woods and I got a combination of striker shafts, and I want it to play before I put it in there.
That sounds good.
I've had one unhappy customer, and I got to tell this story. He got back with me on, and we were texting, emailing one another, and he said, I don't like your call. One guy, I've sold about 3,000 about.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't like it. And I was curious, and I got back with him, and I said, well, why don't you like my call? He said, it doesn't look like everybody else's call.
Because of the looks.
He actually liked the sound of it. So bless his heart. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
you just can't please everybody.
No, I try.
Just don't.
I
mean,
try.
don't
But I
wipe
think
yourself out of
if
it.
that's all the
Yeah,
complaints.
that's all you got to say about it now.
But you know, and I joke about this. If you look at my website, I've got a video on there, and I joke about it. But actually, I'm really being serious about it. People aren't sharing the information about these calls with their friends because they think they've got a little bit of an advantage, and they're
They're being quiet about it.
being a little tight-lipped about it.
Now, your website, www.amcallstom.com.
Yes.
amcallstom.com.
Has a
And you'll
little
see
ring
it's on-
to it, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Yeah.
on the screen right
Yes.
there in front of you.
Yes.
Write it down, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a look. I promise you, it'll be well worth the look. He's got some great, and you got the video on there that shows all of that, and it's awesome.
And, you know, I've actually, and I haven't even told you about this, and I haven't perfected it yet, but I'm getting a great sound out of aluminum. And I've got a little bitty tiny. You've got one, the little
Yes.
bitty call. It's just I've had so many compliments on it from guys. You know, I'm letting the hunter be my.
Yeah, let him be your pro staffer.
He's my
and tell you
sounding board.
Yes,
Yes,
and
sir.
let him find out
yes,
what's going
sir.
on.
And I'm getting a lot of compliments from the hunters.
While we still got time, we've heard some calls, and what I want to say about petrified wood calls, the feeding purr, this is my space call.
That's right. Yes.
You know, back off 3 feet or back off 5
Yes.
feet.
Everything's good. Come up here.
That
Come along with me.
call kills more birds,
It
I
does.
think, nowadays, because I think people have used the cluck so much that now we've got birds that are a little bit leery of the cluck, but that purr is almost irresistible.
I told some young guys down in Gonzales, Louisiana, a week or two ago. I said, you know, think about it. If a turkey went through the woods screaming and yelling all the time, he might not make it long because he is a meal for a lot of animals. So that's what they do the majority of the time.
They do that the majority of the time.
And it's not easy to do on all calls.
Hey, we've got to go and do our product of the week. And by the way, we have a new sponsor for that. It is Highland Rim Tractor. Please give them a look-see on their website, and you can just tell them that Southern Woods and Waters sent you. But let's go check out our product of the week.
All right, we're here again, Tennessee Boat and Fishing Show here at the fairgrounds. We have William Heady. Is that right? Is that
Yes,
what
sir.
I said it right? I did say it right, ladies and gentlemen. William Heady. William, this is one of the products that you just, when you come through this show, you just go, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, I got it. Now, this is a product that could possibly give you the edge you need to jump from, say, you've been busy doing 7th and 8th and 9th place. This might get you up 1st and 2nd with this product.
With ease.
This is like an A-rig on a spinnerbait.
That's it. That's basically the principle. You're getting a school in action with a spinnerbait. Where your A-rigs may be illegal, this one's not. So you
One hook. This only has one hook.
One hook, and this is a good hook. This is a trocar. I mean, if they hit it, they get close to it, baby, he's on it.
Got different size blades. I noticed, you know, little small, but then it gets bigger and bigger on the top. Does that help? I mean, it keeps it in line.
Yeah, it keeps it in line, and with the gold right here, you get a little bit different contrast. And this here right here shows off to more of a smaller bait fish being chased by a larger bait fish. And their big predatory bass will usually always target on that other bigger bait fish that is chasing.
That's right. They want the bigger meal. They want the bigger meal. This is something, and you and I discussed this earlier. A-rig, guys throwing those A-rigs. I mean, you can have 35 to 50 bucks on an A-rig.
Absolutely.
This one here, you know, $15, $16, somewhere along in there.
Right there, $16.
$16. But I wouldn't be afraid to throw this next to a tree or lay down or something like
Absolutely
that.
not.
Where I wouldn't do it in an A-rig, with an A-rig.
Absolutely not. And this right here won't break your arm when you throw it.
That's right. Little bit of drag. I have noticed. I put it in the test pool. There's a little bit of drag, but not bad. It's like having two huge Colorado blades on
That's
it.
right. It pulls pretty good and it comes through the water real good. It's a good slow rolling bait.
Excellent up against grass lines, things like that, where you're just tickling the grass.
That's right. Right where you get in a weed line at the break of a water line, and contrast, drops, anywhere that you got some kind of break where bait fish would normally travel that route, this thing works awesome.
Okay, now I'm already seeing visions of the future of this thing being 1.25 ounces going down on the ledges.
Yes. Yeah, the 1.25 ounce, this on the ledge, it'll be outstanding.
It should be.
It should be outstanding right there.
How can people get a hold of one of these?
All right. Well, this is an exclusive bait to the Cabin Bait and Tackle in Catawba, Kentucky. And then you can look us up and get online at tackleexperts.com. That's our website. And there's also one more place that carries these, which is in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is at Tailwater Marine.
Tailwater Marine. All right.
Tailwater Marine.
All right.
It's going to be an exclusive deal only through those two people. The owners of the Cabin Bait and Tackle, we have this bait patented, so you're only going to be able to get them. We produce them through the Cabin Bait and Tackle, and then Tailwater Marine also, we got a deal where they're carrying a few of them at times.
William, I thank you, bro, friend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Appreciate
bringing
your
in
time.
great products. I tell you what, if you weren't here at the Nashville Fishing and Boat Show, you missed it. And we're sorry you didn't. But please make plans to be here next year, because you get to see firsthand these kind of products right here. So, hey, we're going to take it back to the studio for more of Southern Woods and Waters.